My name is Jim Halbeisen. I'm Director of Research for Growers Mineral Corp. And today we're interviewing Lauren Scherping from Minnesota and Keith Shutt from North Dakota. These gentlemen are district managers for Growers Mineral Corp. And I've asked them to do this podcast with me to talk about the area of the upper north central region. We're approximately in 30 states in the U.S., and then we do some work in Canada also. And I just want these guys to talk a little bit about what they see in their area. So, Keith, if you want to talk a little bit about your lime spreading business and kind of fill us in on that.
Sure. So this year we started spreading lime about 18th of August, I believe it was. We spread the byproduct out of the American crystal sugar beet plants. We apply 10 ton to the acre. Because of the Fargo clay, if we don't apply that much, it seems like we can't shock things back into system.
Right.
So we've done about 85,000 ton this year.
Yeah.
Finished
What
up.
about when you put on 10 ton, is that a pH problem? That's what all the farmers are going to ask about.
You know, we already have high pH, so, you know, we put on that 10 ton, and of course, wouldn't you know it, the pH comes down.
Yeah, amazing,
So
isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Yeah,
So,
it's
you know,
amazing.
like I tell people, you know, just ask Siri what 0 divided by 0 is.
Yeah. What about your clientele, the guys that have you spread lime for them? Is that building? Are they consistent? You know, a lot of people would say 10 ton, you're going to sterilize the soil. What are you finding?
Well, I have guys that have been doing it for 12 years. I have guys that have never missed a year with me. So, you know, we're doing a couple hundred acres every year. Mm-hmm. Some guys that I spread for, we haven't been back over anything yet for the second time. And I have another customer that probably every time they go to put beets on it, we're probably covering maybe 1/3 of what's going to be beets. So that's every 3 years.
What are the crops you're raising up there, basically?
Sugar beets, wheat, spring wheat, hard red spring wheat, canola, soybeans, edible beans, dry beans, potatoes, corn.
Tell guys geographically exactly where you're at.
Very, very northeast corner of North Dakota. So we're 30 miles north of Grand Forks in the Red River Valley.
How far from the Canadian border?
We're 60 miles south of the border.
Okay. Okay, Lauren, you're up next. Lauren's from Minnesota, and he wants to talk a little bit about, he's been with growers for a fair number of years, and you want to talk a little bit about your customers.
Yeah, I live in central Minnesota, just west of Minneapolis, St. Paul. I had a lot of dairy farmers, but some of them quit because of the herd size and the age, so they kind of retired and are grain farming now. So, but yeah, a lot of those customers put lime on and stuff, and it worked real good. They were all feeding it to their dairy cows and everything else, so it was a good mineral source.
What are your customers, as far as Keith's guys are putting on about 10 ton? What would you say is the average for your guys when they apply high-cal lime?
A lot of them will put anywhere from 2 to 4 ton an acre on a year.
Yeah.
You know, some of those guys got 35 ton on in the last 30 years. You know,
So would you say your area is more row cropping, or you still have livestock farming going on?
No, a lot of dairy farmers have gone to beef or are feeding out cattle right now, and you know, that's pretty much.
That's a very interesting business. What are you seeing in that beef business? Boy, guys say it's pretty good right now.
Right, yeah. Prices seem to be creeping up a little bit. They've gone down a little bit, but they creep right on back up again. So
Sure.
It's been a good market for.
So what about the crops? What kind of crops are you looking at?
Mostly corn, soybeans, and alfalfa, and very little wheat. Some wheat, but not that much.
We were talking a little bit earlier about the price of land. What are you seeing up there with the price of land?
Well, it just keeps going up. It was at $10,000 an acre for quite a while there, and now it's creeping up towards $12,000 an acre. So feasibly, you can't come out on that anymore.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it's investors or what are, but it seems to be just creeping up slowly is what's happening there. You know.
Keith, what about you guys over there? What are you seeing?
I think last month, the highest was sold just west of me. I think it was just short of 18,000 an acre.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable.
So, what do you guys think? Where's this taking agriculture per se, in your opinion, as far as how are these young guys ever going to get started with this kind of price of land?
I honestly think there will be a correction. I think there's going to be a crash in
Eventually.
the ag economy that's going to reset everything, I believe, in my opinion. But
Right. Yeah.
What about that, Lauren?
Yeah, I think it's going to have to be something like that because we can't sustain these land prices and come out of it with the grain prices that are today. Sure, beef is good, but how long?
Yeah, right.
How long is that going to be that way? So, you know, I think...
So can you comment a little bit about the dairymen that are raising these beef animals? You know, they call it beef on dairy per se. Can you comment a little bit about that, about what guys are doing?
well, a lot of guys are breeding their milk cows to Angus or any beef breed is what they're doing because that's the only thing that there's money in right now. So if they can sell that beef animal or beef calf, they make pretty good money. But because milk is down, you know, I think it's down to about $17, $18 a hundred now again. So a lot of them are telling me that that's the only way they can survive is breed these cows
to beef animals.
Beef animals.
Do you know anything about what they're doing with those animals then? I'm under the impression that they're taking them to guys that are feeding them to a certain weight, and then they go on as a fat cattle.
Right, yeah. There's some of them that if they got the facilities, they'll feed it on themselves.
I got you.
Because a lot of these farmers got their enough grain to do that. You know?
Yeah, I got you.
So I got one particular customer that was milking 110 cows, and he sold 50 cows off, and he's feeding more feeder cattle. That's what he's feeding, you know. So, but yeah, it's a changing world out there.
Yeah, for sure. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you, Jim.
This podcast has been brought to you by Growers Mineral. Please visit growersmineral.com.